Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Kappel here. Can you see that I have this new headset device? Well, I put that on because I'm hoping that you would be able to hear me better, because today I have something really exciting. So, readers, I want to ask you, I have a question. When you have just finished reading a great book, do you just love telling your family all about it? Is it like you read and then you see one thing and then another, and you've got all these great things that you're learning, and you're almost like a soda bottle that was shaken because you're just bursting to share all that you've just learned in that book? Well, today I want to help you to think about how to make that book talk when you share with your family, how to make it the best it can be. And the reason is because that is a very big part of being a great nonfiction reader, which is what we are working hard at so much. So today, I want to teach you that when you talk about a nonfiction book, it's important to not just say, huh, or wow, or I mean, those are great. Those are great starters, but nonfiction readers really need to explain what they have just learned to others and share that learning. So, to do that, it helps to use fancy words that go with the topic. Okay, so I have a book here today called Honeybees. This is a nonfiction book. And when you read a nonfiction book like this, when you read something like earlier when I was reading about starfish, right? Well, you become an expert on that topic. So that way you can teach it to others. And to do that, you really need to hold on to what you are learning as you read. And you guys have super brains, so you can do that no problemo. And it's especially important to hold on to the words, the fancy words that tell about the topic. So I'm going to show you what I mean. I want you to watch me read this book about honeybees, and which, by the way, I love bees because they're really amazing bugs. And I want you to notice how I hold on to what I learn. Okay. Um, so I am going to just I'm going to hold the book and I'm going to be talking about it like I'm reading it for the first time, because I am. All right, so watch me read. And I'm going to list what I learn across my fingers. And let me just take a quick sneak peek at this book before I start. So, okay, I'm going to just kind of skim through the pages. It's a brand new book. And, okay, and I see here that it looks like it's going to be about something like we're talking about bees, and first I'll learn about how they look, and then I'm going to learn about what they do. Okay, all right, listen up and help me to learn so that I can teach others today, okay? Okay, so I just did a little quick book look, took a picture walk, right? Okay, honeybees. Honeybees have two antennae. Honeybees have four wings. Honeybees have five eyes. Five eyes? That's strange. Well, so far we have been learning about how the bee's body looks, right? Okay, so let's keep going. Let me just show you that picture there. Ooh, yeah. Do you see how that they have the pictures labeled? Okay. Yep. So there's the wings, and there's the antenna. Okay. All right. So here we go. Honeybees live in hives. Honeybees collect pollen and nectar from flowers. Honeybees carry pollen on their legs in pollen baskets. Pollen baskets. Huh. Honeybees drink nectar with their proboscis. That's a fancy word. Honeybees drink nectar from flowers with their proboscis. Honeybees use nectar to make honey in their hives. You see that? Okay. So, honeybees are amazing. That is so cool how they make honey. They collect pollen, they drink nectar. Now, let me go back and reread and see if there were any fancy words that I want to remember to use when I teach other people about honeybees. Because remember, there were a couple of words that I was like, wow, right? Okay. Let's see if I can find a fancy word on my topic. Oh, I think I get it. The words that are special to bees are the words I want to use. Okay, so when I talk about bees, I want to say the words pollen and nectar. And those are the kind of words that I want to learn and use when I read about the world of books and read around the nonfiction books about bees. So I want, when I'm using those special words, I'm talking about this special book, okay, about honeybees. All right, so let me see how I can understand these words, mostly by looking at the pictures. So, let me get to that page where I saw nectar. Okay, here we go. So here's the picture. So nectar is kind of like flower juice for these bees to drink. And I bet it's tasty to bees. And that's probably why they drink so much of it. And pollen, oh yeah, look really carefully. Pollen is kind of like fairy dust. So when it gets on this bee and then he goes from flower to flower, it helps the flowers to grow. Okay, so boys and girls, we are now learning how to read nonfiction books using those fancy words. And really, I'm calling them fancy, but those are words that scientists would use, right? They would use those kinds of important words when they were talking about a topic. They wouldn't say flower juice, right? They would say nectar. Okay. And they wouldn't say fairy dust. They would say pollen. Okay. So now I do want to show you our chart about nonfiction readers. So I'm going to put this video on pause. Okay, so boys and girls, your job today is that you will read your books in such a way that you can really explain what you have just learned to other people. So if you were reading a nonfiction book about trucks, you could become a professor of trucks, and you can hold a little class with your family and teach them what you have learned. Don't forget to use your fancy words. So if your book was about trucks, you might use words like hubcap, right? Or trucker, something like along those lines, which they're fancy words, but they are related just to that topic. So I want you to remember to use some Post-it notes, of course, when you are reading. Our wow Post-it notes and our remember, those are the kinds of reminders that you put on the page to get you to go back and when you have your book talk and say, what fancy words are in that on that page that are making me say wow, or what fancy words are making me think, like what other questions do I have? So remember, that will help you to learn new words, especially those words that seem important to the topic. Okay, my friends. So when we are finished with this video, I think you can practice this by going back to the Venus flytrap, the Jaws of Death video. And I want you to watch that video this time, but looking for those fancy words, because those fancy words are those little things along the way that you are learning about. Okay, so that's a good way to practice listening for those fancy words and then being able to share what you've learned with your family. It's okay, you've already seen it. Oh, I saw this one and it made me sad. That's okay. It's not going to feel that sad again, because now you are looking for those words that are related just to your topic. Okay, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this. I can't wait to hear what you're reading about and learning about the world with your nonfiction books, whether it's honeybees or starfish or orcas or trucks. All right, readers, go read. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.